Hey friends, Ash here with Gents with another fragrance review, and I do still have a head cold, so I apologize for the stuffiness in my voice. Today I'm taking a look at another Parfums de Marly fragrance. I reviewed Cologne not that long ago. Today I'm taking a look at this one, Carlisle. If you guys saw that Cologne review, you'll know I did not really think very highly of Cologne, unfortunately. I was really psyched to get that one in, I was really psyched to smell it, and I was totally let down. Carlisle was the other Parfums de Marly fragrance on my list of PDM fragrances that I really wanted to smell and check out because, believe it or not, I had not smelled Carlisle until very recently. And now I'm going to share my thoughts with you guys today on this fragrance. I'm going to break it down for you, let you know the performance, let you know how it smells, let you know if I like this one or not, and we'll check out that presentation like always. So let's jump into this one and check out Parfums de Marly Carlisle. Carlisle was actually part of a fragrance haul that I got from FRAGRANTICA.com a few weeks back. FragranceX is one of my favorite discounters to shop at. They've got great prices, great shipping, and authentic niche and designer fragrances. You guys know the deal already if you have shopped there. Let's go ahead and check out this presentation really quickly. Here is a close-up look at the box for Parfums de Marly Carlisle. You see the size down here at the bottom, and this does have almost a slightly padded feel, which you can see coming across on the camera there when I get this box to squeeze. On the top there, you can see the Parfums de Marly logo, which looks like the cap. On the back of the box, you have a little information on Parfums de Marly themselves, and then the concentration of the fragrance. And then on the bottom of the box, you have your ingredients and your batch code. The box for Carlisle is a little bit different than most of the other Parfums de Marly boxes. This one opens like so. So if you wanted to, you could sit the bottle down inside the base of the box and present it that way in your collection. Also inside the box, you're gonna find one of these, which is just a small pamphlet with more information on the house. Now let's check out this bottle really quickly. So here's the front of the bottle. This is the same coloration as the Acaster bottle, which Carlisle and Acaster were released at the same time. You can see here the name of the fragrance printed on the front of the bottle. There is the top of your cap, and then on the bottom your sticker with your batch code. Cap does click into place. Of course, you guys are aware, if you're familiar with Parfums de Marly, the cap is very heavy, and I'll waste a couple sprays for you guys. There we go. Atomizer on this is very good. Now, a couple things about Carlisle before I jump into the fragrance here. If you look the notes of this fragrance up on Fragrantica, they are completely wrong. The note breakdown on Carlisle on Fragrantica is 100% incorrect. I don't know why they've left it that way for so long, but it's wrong, and they haven't bothered to fix it. Fragrantica also has this listed as a floral fruity scent, which it is not. This is actually more of an oriental spicy type of fragrance. So understand that if you go onto Fragrantica and you look this up, you look the notes up, pretty much everything that you're seeing there is wrong. The other thing I want to mention about this fragrance is if you've only smelled it off paper, it's actually much sweeter off paper than it is skin, especially in the opening. Now let's go ahead and break this fragrance down a little bit, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. This one opens up with a sweet green apple and a bunch of nutmeg, giving it a lot of spiciness off the top. There's also a slightly green and dark patchouli that I can pick up immediately in the opening. Technically, the patchouli is a base note here, but I can pick that up right away. That being said, the patchouli here is not funky. It doesn't turn this into an overly earthy fragrance. It's definitely not dirty. So if patchouli scares you away sometimes, don't worry about it in this circumstance. So in the opening, the nutmeg gives this kind of a warm and spicy feeling. And there's also a semi-leathery and soft saffron that works in with the nutmeg off the top. So that gives it a nice spicy combination there, right off your skin as soon as you spray it on. Initially, this is more of a warm and dark spicy blend off of my skin. I will say that the first 10 minutes or so of this fragrance is probably my least favorite part of the scent. Now, it doesn't smell bad. It's not too aggressive. It's not off-putting. It's just that's my least favorite part of the scent. After about 10 minutes though, this one starts to smell much nicer. It smells really, really good, and it starts to sweeten up after that 10-minute mark is up. You get this really pleasant tonka and vanilla combo that comes out. It's a little bit dense, but it's not syrupy at all. And there's also an Apopanax note that adds even more depth to the sweetness that starts to come in after about that 10-minute mark. And the Apopanax gives it this very slight smoky feel. There's also rose and osmanthus as notes in the mid of the fragrance, though to be honest, I don't really pick up much rose or osmanthus, the florals to me don't come out and shine in this one. It becomes centered around those sweeter notes with spicy backing. There's also a Divana note in the mid. Yeah, that's not something that you see super often. That's not a very common note, but that gives off kind of a sweet dried fruit smell. And that just further emphasizes that rich, creamy, dense sweetness that you pick up in the mid. The Tonka Vanilla Papanax carries over into the dry down, along with the spicy notes as well. And the patchouli in the dry down comes across more like a chocolatey sort of patchouli to me. There's a tiny touch of earthiness from the patchouli, but like I said earlier, it's not anything to get worked up about. It's not really dirty, it's not funky. It's just this really slight, very slight earthy nuance in the dry down. And to be honest, it's completely offset by those more prominent sweet notes. Carlisle is very easy to wear, it's versatile, it's appealing, and it is compliment getting. And if you saw the first impression of this, then you pretty much already know what my wife thinks about this one. She loves Carlisle, loves this fragrance. She is completely smitten by this. It has vaulted toward the very top of all Parfums de Marly fragrances in her opinion. Basically at this point, it's Layton and Carlisle right there at the top. And I see where she's coming from, because this does smell very nice. That sweetness in here is very well done. It's got a good amount of spice that kind of works in with that and keeps this from going overboard with the sweetness. And then you have that patchouli that lends just the tiniest touch of earthiness. And like I said before, there are a couple floral notes in here. I don't pick those out specifically. I can't smell this and say, oh, there's the rose, and I can't smell this and say, oh, there's the osmanthus. But it could be that they're in here kind of tempering that sweetness along with the spices. So for me, where Cologne was something I didn't really like and my wife didn't like it either, this one is a fragrance that we both really do like. And while Carlisle is marketed as unisex, technically, I don't really think this is something that women could pull off very easily. Maybe if you're a woman who's into more adventurous fragrances, who sometimes likes to wear men's fragrances on occasion, then yeah, you could pull it off in that circumstance. But I think that this one leans much heavier on the masculine side of unisex. And to be honest, when I smell Carlisle, I don't think of it as unisex at all. I think it's just masculine, but it is marketed technically as a unisex scent. Now, in terms of performance, Carlisle is about like you would expect from Parfums de Marly fragrances in general. It is above average. Longevity is 10+ hours, so it's gonna last you all day or all night, and projection is very strong into the dry down. And because of that performance and the fact that this centers around richer notes, sweeter and spicy notes, this is gonna be more of a fall and winter time fragrance to me. It's something that you could pull off in the spring as well, but once you start to get toward the end of spring, as it starts to go into summer, once those temperatures start to really rise, I would probably reach for something else in those circumstances. Just because this fragrance does come across very strong, and if you wear a lot of this and it's very hot outside and you start sweating, this is gonna be the type of fragrance that's going to get very cloying. But I think fall, winter, beginning of spring, you can wear this in almost any situation. It's something you could wear day or night. It's something that you could wear casually or formally, and it's also something that you could wear on a night out or on a date. And like I said before, this is a very attention-grabbing type of fragrance. It's a compliment-getting type of fragrance. It has that projection that it's gonna reach out and get people's attention when you walk by them and you're wearing this, or if they walk by you. Price-wise, this one is one of Parfums de Marly's more expensive fragrances. For this size bottle, 4.2 ounces, it's gonna run you $350 retail. As of this video, the best place that I've found for this fragrance is Fragrance X, believe it or not. They have it for about $195 as of this video, which is going to be about $155 off retail. I told you guys before that for my wife, it's up in her top 2, basically right now as far as PDM fragrances go. For me, I think it would be top 3, top 4. It's right up there in the upper echelon of Parfums de Marly releases for me. I mean, it really does about anything you could ask a fragrance to do. It has great performance, it's easy to wear, it's a compliment getter, it's versatile. I mean, it knocks it out of the park. This is a super solid release, one that I'm extremely psyched to have in my collection, and one that I imagine will be getting a lot of wear this coming winter. Cologne, I don't care. Carlisle though, really, really nice. So guys, now I'm gonna kick it back to you. Let me know in the comments below, what is your most favorite or some of your most favorite Parfums de Marly fragrances? And if you've smelled Carlisle, do you put that as one of the upper echelon Parfums de Marly fragrances, or does this one just not work for you for whatever reason? For me, the sweetness, the spiciness, and the little bit of offsetting patchouli here just really works for me. All right guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for me today with Parfums de Marly Carlisle. As you can already tell, I really, really, really like this one. Very solid. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.